boys and girls. Do you know what today is? I'm sure you do. Today is Read Across America today, and I am so excited. My name is Miss Muhammad-Garrett. I forgot to introduce myself. I am so excited to be here with you to share one of my books. And so I have a few books. This one is If Kamala Can. This one is Brown Girl, Brown Girl. This one is Brown Boy, Brown Boy. And this one is What Do You See? And I also have a book that is just for educators. But as far as children's books, I also have two more books. So I don't have one of them with me, but the one that I'm going to be reading to you today is Your Name, Your Story. And I also have Your Name, Your Story, but it has been translated into Spanish. So for those of you who would prefer to read in Spanish, we also have this book available in Spanish. So Your Name, Your Story is what I'll be reading to you today. And hopefully you get an opportunity to hear books about lots of diverse characters and cultures today, okay? Your Name, Your Story. And I'll read the dedication because that's just a really important part of the book for me as an author. This book is dedicated to the legacies established by my late maternal grandmother, Nettie Martin, and my paternal grandmother, Barbara Brown. They are, without a doubt, two of the strongest women that I have ever known, and they believed in me more than I have believed in myself. I would also like to dedicate this book to my parents, John and Beverly Muhammad, for always supporting my academic and life endeavors. I hope I have made you proud. Last but certainly not least, I dedicate the completion of this book to my loving husband, Thaddeus Garrett, the person who adores me most in this world. To my children, nieces, and nephews, this part is for you boys and girls. Never let anyone, including yourselves or anything, get in the way of you pursuing your dreams, okay? So whenever you write something, sometimes you have people in mind, so that's why that's always important to me. It was the first day of kindergarten, and Amir was both excited and nervous to be starting school for the very first time. For the first 5 years of his life, he'd been at home every day with his mother and younger brother while his father went to school. So some of you may have stayed at home with your mom before, or grandmother or aunt or relative before you actually started school. He and his mom had been getting ready for the big day for the past couple of weeks, it seemed. Mom said she'd been preparing him for this day since the day he was born. The doctors announced that he was a boy, and she gave him his name to write on his birth certificate. So when you're born, the doctors write your name, your weight, and all the important information about you, your hair color, eye color, your parents' names on this document called a birth certificate. So you might want to ask your parents if they have your birth certificate. She had imagined all the different stages of his life, from being a baby to walking to his first day of school and beyond. So believe it or not, boys and girls, when you are born, your parents are already thinking about, oh my goodness, when he starts to walk. Oh my goodness, when he starts to talk. They had been very intentional about writing his name on his school supplies and even his sweaters. Does that sound familiar when you're getting ready to go to school in the building? Mom had even printed his name, Amir Muhammad McKnight, on labels for some of his school supplies. This was an exciting time for everyone, as he had been excitedly awakened by his mom that morning. "Wake up, Amir," his mom said with a smile in her voice. "It's your first day of school." Amir quickly jumped out of bed with a grin as wide as the Mississippi River. He followed Mom to the bathroom where he brushed his teeth and washed up. After his mom helped him get dressed, he ran downstairs where his dad, baby brother, and big sister were waiting. "Good morning, big boy," his dad said. "Are you ready to go to school?" "Yes, I am ready to go to school," Amir replied. Look at that smile. The family piled in the car and headed to the school, just about a 5-minute car ride from their house. How many of you ride in a car to go to school? When they arrived, there were signs everywhere to direct students to their classrooms. Amir's teachers would be Miss Parks and Miss Smith. The family walked to the room where they were greeted and welcomed by both teachers. "Good morning, young man. What is your name?" they asked. So look familiar? If you are a kindergartner, or when you were in kindergarten, you probably had 2 teachers as well. "Good morning. My name is Amir Muhammad-Garrett," he responded as his mother had taught him. So he responded with his whole name, or his full name. Miss Parks showed him to his seat and told him and his parents where to put his things. His parents stayed for a short while to help him get settled. They told him to have a great day, gave him a big hug, and told him they would be back at the end of the day to take him home. Amir had a wonderful first day of school. He met new friends, loved recess, ate lunch in the cafeteria, and played with puzzles, blocks, and trucks during center time. After an incredible 3 months, Amir stopped being as excited about school as he'd been the first couple of months. Mom could not understand why. One morning, as they were getting ready for school, she decided to ask him what was bothering him. What do you think could have been bothering Amir after he was loving school so much? Let's see. She was very shocked when Amir responded with a cry. "It's your fault, Mommy. Why did you name me this?" So I'm sure Mom could not have guessed that that's what he would say. Mom still didn't understand what his name had to do with him not being excited about going to school. "What do you mean, Amir?" "My name, Amir Muhammad-Garrett. Why did you name me this? It's too long." "I can't spell my name. Why couldn't you name me Tom White? Tom only has 3 letters in it, and white is a color word. Everyone in kindergarten has to learn to spell color words. I'll never earn my extra stars." So, That smile is no longer as wide as the Mississippi River. "Excuse me?" questioned his mom. Miss Parks and Miss Smith give out extra stars to the students who can spell and write their names. I don't have any extra stars yet because I can't spell my name. I can only write A-M-I. "Amir," said Mom, "you were born a star." Boys and girls, you were born stars. Say it with me. I am a star. Again, I am a star. Yes, you are. "We will work hard at home so that you can earn your stars at school, but always remember that you are a star. Do you understand that?" "I guess so, Mommy." Amir found more comfort in his mom's voice than he did her words as he followed her to the bathroom to prepare for school. As he brushed his teeth, his mom said, "You carry lots of history in your name. I think it's time you learned more about why we gave you your name instead of naming you Tom White. Yes, Tom White is a nice name for someone, but I'm not sure what it means." Amir is your first name, and it means chief, commander, prosperous, and full of life. A chief is a well-respected leader, one who is in charge. You are our first son, and we trust that you will be a great example and leader for your siblings, for your schoolmates, and for anyone else you meet in this world. You might grow up to be a chief of police, or a chief of a fire station, or even a chief in the army. On the way to school this morning, I'll have your dad tell you about a few chiefs who have proven to be great leaders and will forever be remembered. Here's that smile again. When Amir arrived at school that day, he was more excited to practice writing his name, which he now knew meant chief. He worked extremely hard to copy and write his first name. When his teacher gave him his writing paper, he said each letter as he copied it. A-M-I-R. So if you're a kindergartner, you may use that type of paper. If you're a third grader, fourth grader, fifth grader, or higher than that, you may remember using that type of paper. When it was time to stop writing and prepare for recess, Amir asked his teachers if he could take his paper outside. He wanted to practice a little while longer. They told him that he didn't have to, but he pleaded with them. While the other students played, Amir sat on the bench near the playground and practiced writing his name. So he was being extra diligent. He was working really hard and being really responsible. What a responsible kindergartner. When it was time to go in, he ran up to Miss Parks and exclaimed, "I can do it! I can do it! I can write my name!" "That's wonderful, Amir. I'll take a look at it when we get inside," she replied. The students came back inside and settled on the carpet for show and tell. Amir had brought in one of his favorite toy dinosaurs to share with his classmates. When it was his turn to share, he whispered in his teacher's ear to ask if he could share his name instead of the dinosaurs. Miss Smith knew how much he liked dinosaurs, so she thought this was strange, but it was his choice, so she agreed. Amir picked up a marker from the board and said, "Today I want to share my name and tell you what it means." He began to write and say each letter aloud. A-M-I-R. My name is Amir, and it means chief or ruler. Red Cloud and Sitting Bull were two Native American chiefs who fought for the rights of others. One day, I will be a famous chief of police or whatever I choose to be. Right now, I am the chief and leader of my little brother Malik. When he was done, he sat down and beamed with pride, and so did both of his teachers. They knew that Amir had been having a difficult time learning to write his name, so this was a big deal. "Thank you for sharing and teaching us something new, Amir. You will earn a star for writing your name and 2 extra stars for all of your hard work today." Look at that smile, as wide as the Mississippi River. At the end of the day, when it was time to go home, Amir was excited to be able to share the news about his day with his family. When his parents pulled into the carpool line, his mother noticed his wide as the Mississippi smile had returned. He jumped into the car, and his dad greeted him with his usual, "What's up, big boy?" His mom couldn't even ask him how his day had gone before he blurted out, "I had an awesome day today. I showed all my friends and teachers how to write my name during show and tell. I even told them what my name means and shared what I learned about some famous chiefs. And guess what else, guys?" Amir didn't even wait for his mom to respond before he continued. "I earned 3 stars for all of my hard work. You were right, Mommy. I am a star." Say it with me, guys. I am a star. One more time. I am a star. "Yes, you are a star, Amir," his mom said with a smile. "I can't wait to learn about the rest of my name so I can write it all." While at dinner that night and the next several nights, Amir dominated the conversation with questions about his name and quizzes about how to spell it. Learning that his middle name, Muhammad, was a name chosen by his grandfather to be the family name was very exciting to him. The name, meaning worthy of praise, had also been the name of great leaders who lived before him. This also made him feel very special. When he asked about McKnight, his last name, he was told that it meant son of a knight. More importantly, his dad told him, McKnight is the last name that was given to me by my dad, and I have given it to my family. One day, you will have a family of your own to lead, and you will give them the name McKnight to carry on our legacy. When Amir went to bed that night, he smiled at his parents and said, "You were right. Tom is a nice name for someone, but I am glad you did not name me Tom White. I can't wait until I can spell and share my whole name for show and tell." And that is the end of Your Name, Your Story. And boys and girls, I just want to encourage you that whatever your name is, I want you to love it, because one day you will write a story about you. And that doesn't mean you're going to write it in words, but how you live your life is a part of your story. And the title could just be Your Name. Again, I am Miss Muhammad-Garrett. I can't wait to see you guys in person. Until then, keep reading, keep writing, keep striving, and have a great day.